Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with another repressing video, and as you can see we're going to tackle my Panda palette again. And this is what the palette currently looks like. It looks very similar to what it did in the last update of my Panda palette. I have finished off the last of the shade right here though, so it's been a few days since that update. But anyway, the reason for me wanting to do this repressing video today, as I mentioned also in that update, is that I want to repress a bit more of this shade right here, which I've been using as a contour powder but as well as a crease shade. But since I've been using it as a contour powder, it's getting quite hard to reach it in this small pan, so I want to kind of dig this out, as well as take some more of this deeper shade right here and mix in some more of the tempera shade that I used originally when I made this shade. And I probably want to press it into this pan right here and try to focus more in the middle so it reaches more easily. So that's basically the plan for today. Depending on how much of this I take, I might try to repress this one as well. We'll see what happens if it cracks or not. If it doesn't, I'll probably just try to keep it the way it is currently. But that is the plan for today. So since I want to move it into this pan, I do have this little bowl right here that I'm going to put this in, and then I'm going to take a bit more of, like I said, this shade here, as well as tempera from my Soft Glam palette. And I'm just going to start by doing that so I can get it all mixed in here. And as always, I do have my little tool for that. I always use this one because it's really good to just get in the corners and get all of the eyeshadow out. So we've now gotten all of the eyeshadow out from this pan. So like I said, I'm just going to take a bit more of this one right here. And normally I don't like kind of digging out a piece, but since I've already hit so much pan on this shade, I think I'm just going to go straight over. Let's see if I can do this without completely breaking everything. But just go completely over like this and dig out a piece like that. So that is how much of that I'm gonna take. As you can see, it's much darker in here now because I added that deep shadow, but I'm just gonna mix it all up and then, like I said, add in the shade from the Soft Glam palette. So like I said, I am going to focus on tempera right here. Last time I actually used the one from my Modern Renaissance, but I just thought I wanted to switch it up because I don't want to use up that one completely or get it quite low, because I like having these shades in palettes just as kind of like a blending out shade or mixing shade. So like I said, I'm going to just start digging out some of this. When I do take some eyeshadow out, normally I don't like just completely digging a hole, because I feel like that's cheating if I do it pan that way. So I'm just gonna scrape the top and try to get like an even layer off, like I said, rather than digging a hole. So I think that's a good amount. That took quite a bit. So I'm just going to mix this up and see how it looks. And maybe add a bit more, because I don't want this to be too deep since I'm using it as a contour powder at some points. But like I said, I'm going to mix this a bit more, and then I'm going to swatch this out on my hand to show you what the tone is like currently. So as you can see, that is the swatch of it right there, and I actually think this is perfect. I even think this might be a little bit lighter than I had it last time, which I don't mind at all, because it was on the border of being too deep in my last repressing. So this seems to be an absolutely perfect shade. So I'm just going to go ahead and transfer this into the pan. Actually, I think I might add the alcohol before transfer it over, because then I can control it more and be able to put it in the middle. But yeah, that's what I'm going to start by doing now. So as always, I'm just going to add the drops like this. I might need a tiny bit more. Let's see. I think that should be good. I'll probably put in too much now, but we'll see. Okay, I'll definitely put in way too much alcohol then. That is a little bit of an issue. Let's see how much. I should have put the second dropper in, but that's okay. I'm just gonna take some paper towel and just get out some of that liquid on top.
That was silly, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a little bit silly. So I might actually waste a tiny bit of the product, but I'm gonna try just to get some. Actually, you can see that I get a lot of the eyeshadow up. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna let this sit out for like 5 minutes and hopefully some of the alcohol will evaporate, and then I will be right back. So I have been stirring this around, and I feel like it's now at a good point where I can press it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start kind of taking this and put it into the pan and just do this as easily as I can. It might take a little bit, so I'm gonna fast this forward and potentially even skip a bit, but I just want to transfer, like I said, this over into the pan right here. So I got all of the eyeshadow in here in the center. So as always, I'm just going to take some tissue paper and I'm going to start pressing this down. I'm folding it double first, and then yeah, just kind of pressing everything down a little bit to start with, just to get some of the alcohol off, but also get it in the pan. And like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I do want to try to keep this as much as I can into the center and not too much in the corners. If it does fill out all the way to the corners, that's okay. I just want to have majority of the product in the middle, like I said, so it's easier to reach with my brush. So there you guys, we have it. I have repressed this shade now into here. It looks quite dark now, but it always does that before it dries, and I think I pressed it hard or firm enough. And then obviously, like I said, this one I talked about repressing, but it had kept quite well. I actually forgot to mention as well, but I did take a tiny bit more of this as well as the light shade, just to make the drying process or even out the amount of alcohol that I put in this originally. So I did take off like a tiny bit more of a corner there, but it did hold up really well, so I don't think I want to repress it actually, because yeah, it's just nice to have the pan as it is. And I found when I cleared out this corner, it wasn't too hard to get it into the corner, because with this one I usually use a bit of a smaller brush compared to like a crease shade or something like that. So I am very happy with this palette, and I am gonna wrap up this video. If you did like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye guys!